Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back to Felsbrunn. I have completed seeding of the fields. At this point, we essentially just have to wait for the crops to grow. So I'm going to start by accelerating my time scale. We'll put it on 120 so we help that process along. So we've got soybeans on the arable fields, and then we've got grass growing, of course. After feeding the cows a couple of loads of TMR, I think we're starting to get a little bit low on hay and silage. Let's go take a look here. Pardon me, got a sneeze coming. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, I've got 6 bales of hay and I have 7 bales of silage. I think we could probably go, I'm comfortable going at least one more crop cycle with that. That way we can get the money from... Oh, it looks like my crops may have grown already. Yes, they have. Okay, great. So let's slow time back down because I do need to fertilize these fields again. I need to get skinny tires. Can I even put narrow tires on the Puma? I hate to emasculate it like that, but yeah, it will take narrows. I wish it would take rear or narrow twins. That at least looks kind of cool. But anyway, all right, there's no weight. So let's go over and put narrow tires on this guy, and we'll fertilize the fields. I'm gonna drop this off here first. Looks like my lime spreader needs a washing. Let's repair it since we're here. There we go. That doesn't cost us anything. Oh. My beloved Puma looks like a looks like a wimp now. But if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes. We gotta get the job done. Actually, let's throw the front weight on here since I don't have the wheel weights anymore. I'm not sure how much difference it'll make, but seems like the right thing to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fertilize. I'm going to do this field over here, and then I'll refill it. Because a full load of fertilizer with the spreader is just, I think it's just a bit less than what I need to cover both fields. I think I'm going to need to get over more. And I'll do it manually. I think I'll be able to see where I'm going. Yeah, that looks good. Zoom out a bit. And we'll try to keep it as straight as possible. So, it's been a couple days since my last video. I apologize for that. Been a bit busy. And as you all probably know, I do some videos for Factorio as well. And there's a big difference between making videos for FS19 and making Factorio videos. The FS19 videos really require a lot of stuff to be done off camera in order to keep things moving along at a entertaining pace, I think. And sometimes it's hard for me to get the time I need to record an episode of each game, as well as do the homework in between episodes and everything. So for that, I do apologize. I appreciate you sticking around. And I was recently looking at Stevie's Facebook page. If any of you remember Stevie, he's a map maker who made some really cool maps on FS17. He may have done maps for 15 as well. I don't recall for sure, but I really enjoyed his maps on 17, and I have a bunch of his modded vehicles loaded here in this game. He does really, really good mods, I think. But anyway, he was saying that his new map is pretty much ready to go. He posted that on Saturday, and I immediately got really excited because I'm really looking forward to having a good mod map to play on. Felsbrunn's not a bad map, but it's not to the level that a lot of the mod maps will be at once they're released. So anyway, I've been really looking forward to Stevie's new map, and so he said it's pretty much ready to go. He just had to do a few tweaks, and he was hoping to release it by next week. And then the next day, he posted about some kind of error that he discovered in the map. So he said he was going to have to wait. And then he said he figured out what the error was, and it was something that could only be fixed by giants. But now I'm not sure if that means that he's going to release it with the error, or if he's just not going to release it until it gets fixed at some undetermined date. I mean, if the map runs, then I really hope that he releases it. But we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so that one is fully fertilized. It looks like my other field is going to have that funky situation where part of the field is grown and part of it's not. So we're going to have to advance time again and wait for the next growth phase so that we can get the whole field at once. In the meantime, I'll take this over to fill it up. It's hard for me to line that up properly. Let's take a look at our animals. Okay, so we've got, I don't know, we're close to half full of food. I did add some straw, so we're about half full on straw. I added a tank full of water, so we're doing good. These animals will be in good shape for the next couple days at least. All right, let's check that field again. Nope, still gonna have to wait. All right, so while we're waiting for that, we can clean the pen here. Keep our productivity up as high as possible, so we can reap our meager cow profits. A little bit lower. A little bit lower. There we go. How about now? Still the same. And it's awfully dark. Did I load? There was a lighting mod. Here we go. Do I want big or half height? I want to install a light here. Let's go for the big one. Question is where to put it. Actually, maybe right here, next to the silo. Let me zoom in a bit. All right, and I'm gonna put snap on it just so I can get the angle right. Yeah, that looks about right. Let's put it right there. Whoa. Nice. That is really bright. I like that. That lights up the yard very well. Wonderful. Okay, let's check on our field. It looks a little bit darker now, so I think we should be in good shape. Actually, I think that thing's too light. Somebody turn that light off. All right, so setting the time back to the original time scale. Okay, yeah, we're good. Unfortunately, now I'm not going to be able to see where I'm going, so I'm going to have to use a worker to do this. Because when the crop's grown like that, I can't really see where I've been and where I haven't. And let's check for weeds. Of course. Okay, so we need to de-weed now as well, which we can use this tractor for. Let's clean the pen one more time. And we'll lower that. Select the front loader and take it down. All right. So we're going to have to put narrow tires on this vehicle as well. We'll grab the sprayer and we'll start spraying the weeds. And I think I'll be using a worker for that too. So maybe while these workers are... Whoops. No, that's right. Sorry, I'm trying to turn those lights off again. Hitting the wrong button. So maybe while the workers are working, we can look for some good contracts to do. Make a few extra bucks. Nope. All right, let's detach. Repair. No, this doesn't do narrow twins either. Some of the tractors do. I know the Case Pro does. I think the Case Optum does, or the Optima rather. And there might be one or two others that do it as well. I don't remember all of them. Okay, so we'll fill up the sprayer. This light is quite bright. I do notice some kind of flickering or something going on. So I'm not sure if I want to keep that or not. Fortunately, it wasn't too expensive, so I can always just sell it. Okay. Start spraying. Okay. Great. And let's see how our other tractor is doing. Okay. So that'll take a little while. Let's see if we can... Oh, you're kidding. That's all we got. Transporting and baling. I don't really want to do any of those. Okay. Well, in that case, let's do a little bit of strategizing here. Let's go to our finances and let's reflect on how much we made yesterday on our crops. We made $100,000 from silage bales, and we made almost $200,000 on the harvest. So we can expect to, and we also sold some milk. So we can expect to get close to $300,000 in income from our fields tomorrow. And the plan was to use that money to buy another field. That one's $454. Field 12. All right, 17 is $261. So we could easily afford, well, not easily. We could barely afford 17. But to be honest, I would really rather have field 12 and merge all three of these fields into one big mega field. So we would need about another 150 some thousand. Oh, and we also need to set aside some money for the harvester. Right? We need to put away 50,000 from every harvest to save up for a big harvester. All right, so I've got a 575 loan right now. Let's just see how much of a loan that we can get. Now that I have another field, I should be able to borrow a lot more money. Wow, I didn't think I would be able to borrow that much. 425. How much was field 12 again? 453. Okay. What was it before? 575? Let's pay this back down. Well, hang on. I need to remember what that number was. What was it? 970. $970. Okay. So I can borrow close to $400,000 right now. So that means that we could get field 12 after the next harvest. Or if some halfway decent contracts would show up. Let's see how much the big harvesters cost. Maybe I should get one of these class harvesters. Let's see what the big class harvesters do. 12.8. Okay, so the 780 is the big boy, right? That has a tank 12.8. I'm really eyeing this gigantic, super expensive ideal harvester because the tank holds 17,000 liters, which is really nice. It means we wouldn't have to empty it very often. Unfortunately, the header that you can get for this is smaller than the header that you can get for the New Holland and the case, which are less expensive. Or even the John Deere. Let's see how big the John Deere header is. These all have approximately the same size tank, 14,000 up to 14.5. But the big tank really, honestly, appeals to me more at this point than having like the biggest header in the game. Okay, so the 780 can take a 12-meter header. I think that's the same size. Yeah, the ideal takes 12-meter headers also. The John Deere will take 13.7, as will the case and the New Holland. Those all take 13.7. The case and the New Holland have built-in trailering capabilities, which is a very nice feature. So 12, yeah, that's the same size as the ideal. So it would take a few more passes to get a field done. But it would be real nice for putting a worker on it because it'll go for a while before you have to go and empty it. Heck, maybe this John Deere is a better value. Well, I mean, it's certainly less expensive. Has a smaller tank. You can get tracks on it. I think it looks good with twin wheels. Yeah, so in any case, we're looking at, by the time we get one of these big harvesters in a header, we're looking at, 500 plus. The case you can only get with front tracks, and the New Holland doesn't have any options at all. This one's pretty sweet. I mean, this is the CR1090 is the one that I usually end up working towards in FS17. So I'd like to try something different. I think we'll go either for the John Deere or the ideal. We'll see how the money looks. Oh, okay. Looks like we're almost done there. We are done here. Wasn't really paying attention. As we're strategizing here. Yeah, so... And then if we buy that field 12, I'll be able to borrow even more money. The banks love me. All right, let's refill this. I'm just all about making poor financial decisions. No, I am joking though, actually, because I think it's a good financial decision. And I mentioned this before in other episodes. The interest rate is so low in this game that I think if you can manage to borrow money to get another field, that's going to make you, if I borrow more money and I pay another $1,000 or $2,000 a day in interest, but I can make another $70,000 or $80,000 a day on my crops, then that's a pretty good investment. Okay. So we're done with him. There we go. check contracts. They haven't changed. And I guess I'm not surprised. Time is moving rather slowly. Let's set it on 15x. I'm sure I'll be able to finish spraying before we get to a harvestable state. Now, the other thing I've been considering for this map is there was a new mod. Well, there were a couple of new mods released recently. I haven't loaded them yet, but one of them is a set of deck chairs, which you can use to pass the night in. You know, essentially it works. Jeez, I'm just out of practice with this controller here. It essentially works like the house does, in that you can sit in the chair. I'm going to sell that light. I don't like it. You can sit in the chair and sleep during the night on it, and it's very inexpensive. And then they also came out with like a mobile home, you know, a trailer. Yeah, I didn't like that light. It was too bright. All right, so we'll just make do with the lights we've got. And there is now a modded version of these sheds that have lights inside. So I wish I would have had that when we started. Anyway, so there's a trailer, but it looks horrible. You know, it was designed to fit into Ravenport map, which looks like a very, you know, kind of old and run down location. But I just don't like that look. I want the farm to look neat and clean. So, and I still don't want to spend $350,000 on a house. I just don't think it's a good use of the money in the game. All right, so let's park this. Oh, you know what? Actually, this goes over here next to the spreader. The other spreader. Lower this down so I can more easily confirm that I'm turning in the wrong direction. Okay. I'll drop off my front weight over here. As you can see, I'm trying to keep things a little bit better organized. It's not always my strong suit. Okay, so let's put our wide tires back on it. Now, why do I have to pay for that? Oh, okay. I guess I didn't do wide with weights before. All right, we'll just do wide tires. I don't want to spend any more money right now. And we'll go park this in the garage, which I haven't done for a while. All right, and this needs maintenance and a wash. So let's clean this stuff up. Okay. I want to make sure I get the maintenance done on the tractor too. Okay. Now the seeder. Great. I feel like I'm sitting up too high. There, that's better. All right, so we're going to try to park this next to the baler. I'm going to have to turn it around. Now I can't even see the baler. Okay, I see now where I need to go. And I missed it. And we'll park this guy for the night. You may have noticed I've gotten the no camera collision mod, which makes it a lot less annoying to move your vehicles around in third-person view without the camera jumping all over the place. Okay, let's see how we're doing here with the weeds. All right, well, I got a few more passes to go here. But we are out of time, so I will finish this up. I will advance time until it's time to harvest. In fact, I think I'll probably get started on the harvest before I bring you on board, just because you've seen this happen already. And we'll get it closer to the more exciting part where we actually start selling crops and getting money and buying this big field over here. And then as soon as I buy that field, and actually there's something growing on it. I wonder what our neighbor's growing. Maybe we can, if we time it right, we might be able to buy it right around the time it's ready to harvest, which would be very nice. Oh, he's growing soybeans too. That could work out quite well. Yeah, I think it will work out quite well. Yeah, so I'll get these fields ready to harvest. I will harvest, and then we'll buy that field over there, harvest that one, and get another boatload of money. And then we'll get a plow, and we will merge this entire area into one big field. So 11, 13, 12, we'll merge the whole thing together. That'll be a big field, and that's going to give us quite a lot of money every crop cycle. I think it'll be good for expansion. All right. Well, thanks a lot, everybody, for watching. Appreciate it as always. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.